Aries. For Aries ascendant, Mercury transit will happen in your 8th house. So you will have to be slightly careful about how you communicate. Also, you will have to be careful about your skin and how you are going to control your immunity, regulate your immunity. Regular health problems might affect your mind, and that can prevent you from taking certain decisions, especially financial decisions or decisions related to career. But on the other hand, it's a great time to repay your debts. You will also realize what's wrong with your life, and you need to bring changes, and you need to make changes in your life in order to find solutions, and that is possible during this time. You should also understand that when Mercury will be in the sign of Scorpio, Mars will follow Mercury. Mars, being the house lord of Scorpio, will give lot of power to Buddha, which means there will be anxiety and agitated mindset. What you should do is chant Vishnu Sahasranam every day. Don't give a knee-jerk reaction. Communicate wisely, and when you are dealing with your cousins, be careful. There can be fights. Also, Mercury will be aspecting your 2nd house, so changes in your family may make you slightly uncomfortable. But because there is a Vipareet Rajyog, Mercury also rules your 6th house, and 6th lord is in the 8th house. This is a Vipareet Rajyog, so if there are any obstacles, understand that it's for your own good and betterment. Taurus. Now for Taurus, Mercury rules your 2nd and 5th house. So Mercury is very, very positive and Yoga Karaka planet for you in a way. And when this Mercury comes in the 7th house, this opens up new possibilities towards your married life, towards your business. In both ways, Mercury can give that, childlike attitude, some new fresh air, some new vibe. And if you can introduce that new ideas, both how to make your married life positive and how to make your business grow, you will see that this Mercury transit in Scorpio will be really helpful. Now, I can understand that this Mercury in Scorpio is clubbed with Venus in Virgo. So, in your 5th house, there will be Venus and Ketu. So, what this Mercury can do is, this Mercury can help you resolve the conflicts in marriage through proper communication. And you have to show that enthusiasm and you have to show that energy. But on the other hand, because Mars is also in the 7th house, aggressive communication or holding back the real words but trying to manipulate will only make things worse, and that can bring criticism. So be mindful of that. And also, this is a time where, because both Mars and Mercury will be in the 7th house, aggression should be kept only for your career and business. And in relationship, this can create a hope, and what you will have to do is that you will have to change yourself and adapt with the circumstances. Gemini. For Gemini, your ascendant lord and 4th lord is Mercury, and this Buddha goes in the 6th house. Although Mercury is the lord of the 6th house in the Kal Purush, but when it comes to Scorpio zodiac sign and the 6th house, this can create challenges in your life. And this can also hurt your health because of the Lagna lord coming in the 6th house. But this also means that your mind will be more focused or drawn towards the prarabdha, that means your duties and responsibilities. Also, certain obstacles in your life will constantly irritate you and take your comfort away. Things at home, health of your mother, maybe renovation work, or maybe just the situation or circumstance in your home may create obstacles when you are trying to achieve or do something. Especially, it will make communication difficult. So, for people who are, who want a very peaceful environment, should kind of adjust to what you have right now. But on the other hand, this Mercury in the 6th house is has a great power to give you employment. So for young entrepreneurs, this is a really good time to pitch in, your requirement and your pitches to investors. And this is a great time for people who want to look for a job, especially in core competencies. Remember, Mars is also going to be in the 6th house, and this Mars is going to give you a lot of energy, but not a great time to engage into any verbal fight that can create controversies. So stay away from debates, stay away from unnecessary, complicated arguments, because that is only going to make things worse. As a protection, chant Ganesh Kavach every day. Cancer Ascendant. If you are a Cancer Ascendant Kark Rashi native, then Mercury rules your 12th house and 3rd house. Now this is a kind of a rulership where it rules both your subconscious mind as well as your physical conscious activity. So the span of Mercury for you is very intense. So in this case, when this Buddha comes in your 5th house, it all depends on what you have learned from the past, what are you learning from the current events, and how are you spanning your knowledge, how are you collecting the data. So a lot of research will be needed during this time. So if you are trying to maybe launch a product, start a new company, you're trying to finalize something in your life, this Mercury transit should be used to gather intelligence, information, and less of action. It's more about learning rather than actually doing things. At least from Mercury is what we can see. For people who are students who are traveling abroad, for students who want to apply for foreign colleges, this is going to be a great time. This can also create displacement of students within the country, within the city also. Maybe there is a change of school or college. Mercury in the 5th house is great for acquiring data and information, especially related to astrology, astronomy, some deep sciences. If you want to learn a new language, this is a great time because Mercury will improve your communication skills greatly during this time. People in media, communication, creative fields, event management, content writing, art and craft, someone who is into technical writing will see great career boost during this time because of the combination of Mars and Mercury. Also, printing industry will see some revival at local level. Obviously, the global effect will be seen, but some positive things will be observed during this time. Also, Mercury aspect on the 11th house shows that you can re-establish old contacts. So, but you will have to come forward and initiate the communication, because automatically things won't happen. So, you will have to show that you are willing to communicate. So, that is one angle where in your career, in your marriage, relationship, or any other kind of relation, communication will become extremely important. Also, one more thing, whatever event happens in your life, start writing it down, because this experience will come handy later on. Leo. Now for Leo, Mercury rules your 11th and 2nd house. So it rules your finances, your income. And this both goes in the 8th house. It's a tremendously positive time, especially because Mars will be in the 4th house. There is no Ketu in the 3rd house. So it's a great time to invest somewhere. But you have to be very careful, because you should not jump into investment just because it is lucrative. Ketu is in the 2nd house now for you, and it is also in the zodiac sign of Buddha. So Ketu might drain your savings in order to buy some assets. If it is required, like buying a house, good for you. But then you also have to understand that your investment may not be 100% fruitful, and you may have to compromise somewhere because Rahu is in the 8th house. So when Mercury goes in 4th, it is a great time to calculate what's right, what's wrong, what is the right amount of investment. Also, health of your mother can give you a little bit of concern, so be very careful there. Mercury aspecting the 10th house will give you improvement in your career and will also give you new opportunities. Maybe you will find a very comfortable position in your career, so that is something good. This is a very good transit. Financially, if you want to secure yourself, this is the time. Chanting Mahalakshmi mantra Shri Suktam every day will be really helpful. Virgo. Now in case of Virgo, Mercury rules your ascendant and 10th house, and Buddha goes in your 3rd house. 3rd house is a really good place for building strong bonds, great communication, non-verbal communication, and it is also the house of siblings, traveling. So Mercury there creates activity in that house. But because of this dynamic nature and because of the Mars presence there, people who are involved in IT, communication, transport, someone who is using communication skills, news anchors, someone who is into sports, and someone who is into languages will see great boost in their career. You will also get right guidance because Mercury will aspect the 9th house. So you will get right information, and that information can be used. Now, when I say right information, it may not mean the information that you want to hear. It is the information that is right, and you may have to adjust to all these information because of Venus being in the 1st house throughout the transit of Buddha in the 3rd house. This is the time to actually connect the dot by yourself. Your Mars will be in the 3rd house, so you need to build up that strength, and you will have to prove yourself. So a lot of proving will be needed during this time. Someone who is into art and craft, someone who is into voiceover artists, or uses their voice as main form of their career, will see great success during this time. Overall, it's a really good transit for you. For Libra, Mercury rules your 9th house and 12th house, and this Buddha goes into the 2nd house. One good thing is that 2nd Lord Mars will be with Mercury in the 2nd house, which kind of brings the attention to the 9th house. So one thing that will happen is if there is a future expense, you will gain some money, or you will be able to manage the expenses with your savings with the help of your family members, and you will get right financial guidance, right guidance to manage the data. When there will be a problem, when will there be a problem? There will be a problem when you are kind of spending recklessly. When you are gaining money, you will think that is how the sustenance is going to be, that is how it is going to sustain. No, it won't sustain like that. It may be the money coming to you because there is a future expense. So high amount of savings are required during this time, and very low expenses is recommended here because there will be Ketu in the 12th house. So one way to handle this energy is to go in a very conservative manner, take a very orthodox conservative approach, save most of the money and just reduce your expenses to maximum. Eat right food. Food allergies can rise during this time. So correct your diet and eat according to your body type. Don't run for any one for all program, but try to go for a more customized program, especially if you are dieting or if you are into gym and all. Also, Mercury aspect on the 8th house will kind of create financial security. You might get support from your in-laws also, or from someone from where you had no expectation. Suddenly a help can come out of nowhere. So it's not a bad transit. It's only bad if you are utilizing 12th house energies more than the 9th house. If you put yourself into isolation, if you don't listen to your family member, if you create a shell around you, this is going to create negative vibe. But if you are more into listening to people, getting advices, communicating with your family members in a very polite manner, this will help you get all the confidence and move to the path of success. Avoid any confrontation with your siblings, especially your cousins, during this time. Scorpio. Now, in case of Scorpio, Mercury will transit your ascendant, and this is the Mercury in the Kal Purush 8th house, because Scorpio is number 8. And for Scorpio ascendant natives, Mercury rules your 8th house through Gemini and your 11th house through Virgo. So you will see that 11th Lord in 1st house will give you gain, your wishes will come true, and your aspirations, you will meet your destination, your aspirations will be met, your expectations will be fulfilled, and because 8th Lord is in 1st house, it also creates a tremendous amount of transformation in your life. It is too much of 8th house energy for Scorpio, which means be ready for some real good change in your personality, the way you speak, your humor, how people perceive you, right? And you may do this because you are unhappy with the response of your loved ones. You are unhappy with the very situation you are in. So you will enforce this change upon you. And this enforcement is actually really, really good. But because 8th Lord is in first house, one more thing, you have to be very careful about your health, especially your nerves related health. So anger management is going to be very crucial here. People with short tempered nature, blood pressure, heart related problems, and people with neurological disorder should be a little bit careful during this time. Do pranayam and do not show anger. Try to meditate a lot, because meditation will calm your nerves down. So this calming effect is extremely necessary during this time. Avoid chilly and hot foods. Sagittarius. Now for Sagittarius, Mercury is half of your Kendra. It rules your 7th and 10th house, and this Budh goes in the 12th house. Now when a planet goes in the 12th house, especially like Mercury, it kind of loses its strength, because 12th house is the house of expenses. It is the house where your consciousness goes down. And Budh, the planet of communication and consciousness, when it goes into place like isolation, you tend to speak less, you tend to feel isolated, you tend to be, you want to feel good, so you will go and spend money, you will buy stuff. Be watchful of these kind of expenses, because that can hurt your pocket. Also, Mercury will be aspecting the 6th house, and you may have to take certain loans, maybe to complete a certain expense in your life, or it can be a loan which is related to marriage. Some people take education loan. So if you are planning to apply for an education loan, you will see positive things. Also, people who are doing export and import, who want to travel outside, or who is doing the online business, will see great boost during this time. People in communication industry should be slightly careful. Like if you are in IT, languages, be slightly careful, because 12th house may make you an individual contributor compared to what you were doing in the team. But don't be hesitant if you are asked to do things all by yourself, because that is what is going to give you growth and will create a difference. Capricorn. Now for Capricorn natives, Mercury rules your 6th house and your 9th house, and this Budh goes in your 11th house. Now if you see, the 6th Lord goes Bhavad Bhavam. That means this is the time when the disease will go away. You will gain solutions. You will resolve conflicts. You can win court cases during this time, especially because Mars is also present there. I will tell more details in the Mars transit in Scorpio video. Also, Mercury being the 9th Lord, when 9th Lord goes in 11th house, it shows that through the proper guidance, through the information that you will get, you will win over your enemies, you will win over obstacles. So this is a great time to overcome hurdles, however difficult it may seem. Yes, it may take away the comfort that you know. It may bring in the anger of your mentors, but that is what is necessary at this point of time. You will be happy with your children, and you will hear good news about them, about their success. That will help you understand them better. But when Mercury goes in Scorpio, it is the mind that needs a lot of research. So it is more mentally challenging transit, and emotionally I will say you will feel the disconnect, but technically, from a technical perspective, from the data perspective, this is a great transit, and you need to translate. So in one simple line, use your brain more than your heart. Aquarius. For Aquarius, Mercury rules your 5th house and 8th house, and this Mercury goes in the 10th house. 10th house is about career. It's about something which is in motion, something that holds the power, something that brings the fame. When Mercury goes there, you will achieve name, fame, success. Especially students who are willing to, who are going to join a company during this time, or who are planning to join a company in the future, you will see a really good time when Mercury will be in the 10th house. So Mercury in the 10th house means people who are involved in IT, communication, banking industry, or someone who is into languages will see great career boost, and maybe a great career change, because 8th Lord is in the 10th house. So for people who are into occult sciences, research work, scientific research, astrology, will also see something positive going your way. And with this Mercury coming in watching the 4th house, all these changes will make you happy. So happy changes are ahead for Aquarius Ascendant natives. What you should avoid is a sudden rash decision. See, Saturn is on your first house and Saturn will be stationary by that time. So when a stationary Saturn sits on your ascendant with a very dynamic Mercury in the 10th house, it's a time for positive change, but you need to show maturity. Pisces. Now for Pisces, Mercury rules your 4th house and 7th house. Now when this 4th lord goes into the 9th house, it is a kind of a transit where spiritual atmosphere in your home or the suggestion given by an elderly member will transform the build-up in your home, will change the atmosphere of your house, and this is something which is very good. Also, the support by your business partner and the support given by your life partner will be quite handy here, will help you change the course of your destiny. For some it will be a very minor subtle support, and for some it will be so prominent. Say for example, you want to buy a house and you are unable to do so, but now your life partner supports you both financially and morally, and now you are able to do that. See, that extra thing, that extra edge will be given by Mercury coming into the 9th house. It also means that you will find interest in doing pilgrimages. Go and visit Narayana temple, Vishnu temple if possible during this time. Chanting Vishnu Sahasranam every day, or putting doing a part of Vishnu Sahasranam, doing a Ganapati Havan during this time will be really helpful. Also, people who are into mantra chanting should chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya continuously, like 16 malas a day. That will also because see, Mercury in the 9th house is communication with the gods, and when it rules your 4th and 7th house, it kind of rules your public life. So public life will be affected. Whatever aura you carry, that will be affecting the people more. Also, for people who know a little bit of astrology, this Mercury should also be seen from your Arudha Lagna. That means if you are a Pisces ascendant or moon sign native, you need to also see this Mercury from your Arudha Lagna, because that is how the impression will go during this time, and this is only for Pisces ascendant natives. Chanting Vishnu Sahasranam will be helpful, and for people who are stuck financially, chant Lakshmi Kuber mantra.